So Joh Paynter, first of all, thank you for taking the time to sit down in the wonderful botanical gardens with me. And I guess for anyone that doesn't know you, you're in the security industry. And how many years have you been doing that now?
It seems like forever, but it is only 24 years.
That's fair. It's almost a quarter of a century.
Yeah, just leave this alone now. We don't need any more numbers.
You don't look old enough. How do you think other people would describe you that know you?
Busy. Probably the easiest way to explain it. Between the business, family, and hobbies, there's always something going on.
Yeah, so family, a bit more about that. Who's within your direct family, children, all the rest?
My incredibly patient husband, and we only have one child at home now, Ben, he's 12. His elder brothers, Daniel and Matt, have both left home, and we are very blessed with one grandchild now.
Oh, wow. So that would be very busy. So you've mentioned you've got work, you've got family. What are your other hobbies? What other things you do? Any spare time that you do find? What are you interested in?
Yeah, it's a fine line between a hobby and an obsession. I think sometimes I cross that line. Shane and I are both into powerboat racing. So either racing the boats, live streaming it, promoting it, organising it. So something a little bit different, but definitely great fun.
And I'm aware of it, that you're fairly instrumental behind the scenes of the events that we have here on Lake Hume locally.
Yes, took that on 3 years ago. I'm a little bit more behind the scenes now than out the front of it, but I help work with the permits, the risk management and promotion of the events now here on Lake Hume, getting to utilise the fantastic water we've got.
Now, is that traditionally a male role in that particular sport, or are lots of women involved in that?
There's becoming more women in it, but typically me, let's find a challenge, and went into a male-dominated sport. Always love a new adventure.
A bit like the security industry.
Bit like the security industry, yes.
Now, at home, who's the master chef in your house?
Fortunately, Nana.
Okay.
Very lucky that my mother doesn't live that far away. In being busy, it does take a family to... it does take a village to raise a family, and we do rely on that.
So in the same neighbourhood then to make it really convenient?
Oh, top of the hill. She's close enough that she doesn't live with us, but she's far enough away that, yeah.
Is called upon when required. What's something you could tell me now about yourself, or maybe a fun fact that you don't think anyone else would know?
There's a reason they don't know them.
We'll keep those ones quiet.
Absolutely. In the security, we like to keep things secret.
What would you consider to be your biggest achievement in life so far?
Look, I am very blessed to have had a number of them. In the context of what we're doing here, to have gotten to the security industry and the level that I have, it has definitely been an achievement. When I started in it, it was males doing work. It was very challenging for females to get respect. To have spent 5 years ago, I was selected for the first Security Advisory Council for New South Wales. So spent 2 years on an advisory council with the New South Wales Police and other industry representatives to work out what worked for our industry. Was a huge achievement to have been selected and had that opportunity. And
were you the first female to hold that role, the only female at that point in time?
I was the only operational female. There was another female on the board at that time, on the council at that time, but she was in an administrative position. When I went and had our first meeting, we found that I was the only operational female, the only regional person, and the only person who got the joys of cross-border experiences.
So you took a lot to the table then for that one.
It was great to have been able to share with them so many other things that they don't realise outside of metro areas.
What's the toughest decision that you've had to make in the past 6 months?
Actually, probably none. I'm actually very blessed after many, many years of a lot of hard work. I've got great staff, so my decisions are nowhere near as challenging now. Now they are using past from the past, using experiences of my staff, and I haven't had any hard ones.
Very fortunate.
Touch wood.
Touch the timber as much as you'd like. What's the worst thing that you think has ever happened to you?
Coordinating the salvage and recovery of a husband and his boat after a boat crash.
Oh.
Everybody was okay in the end, but it's when you're in that position of having to coordinate that and oversee it and know it's somebody that you love, and it is it's an adventure.
Yeah, so you were in command on that particular day.
I was very lucky that we had the Albury and Border Rescue Squad there, which is definitely a passion of mine, and when they realised who it was, were all on board and did everything that they could and should do. But it's definitely a challenge to watch it happen, unfold, and then have to work through it.
Tell me more about the Albury and Border Rescue Squad being a passion of yours. What got you involved with the VRA?
Got involved so long ago now, it was about 15 years ago, so I can't actually remember how it all transpired, but started out operational and worked with the squad in that role. When I became pregnant with our youngest, took over the position as secretary and did that for a period of time, and then motherhood sort of got in the way. So since then, through the business, we've supported the squad, and 2 years ago became the president. They were in need of somebody with some administration and overseeing capabilities, and I put my hand up for that.
Your knowledge of governance and all the rest.
Yes, yeah, and they are undertaking some large changes with the training, aligning themselves with the RFS and their training requirements. It's fantastic to see that a volunteer organisation like the VRA is actually now stepping up the skills that they're offering to their members.
What's the best thing that you'd say has ever happened to you?
Meeting my husband.
Yeah, is that where it all became good from there?
It is, and as hard as this may be to hear, when I met Shane, I was a quite shy little introvert. You can laugh, it's okay.
He's the one responsible for that.
It's wholly solely Shane's fault.
We might have to have a sit down with Shane one day, perhaps get the other side of the story.
Just the support and encouragement. He's never, ever done anything but back me 100% in what I wanted to do. When I said I was going to go and start organising boat racing, it was pretty much that's nice, love.
And was he was already involved in boat racing?
He was, but anything that I do it 100%. There is no half-done measures of anything. So he knew that when I took that on, he was going to lose his wife for extended periods of time. So I disappeared off around the country doing that.
The ultimate marriage time.
It is.
Time apart as well as together.
Absolutely.
Common interests, but far away.
And a common topic of discussions.
Yeah. If you could be anywhere in the world tomorrow, finances, work commitments, all the rest didn't matter, where would you be?
Absolutely right where I am.
Yeah.
I came back from 3.5 weeks in the US a couple of months ago, and after seeing and experiencing all that, it made me realise just how blessed I am to be who I am, where I am, and doing what I am.
Yeah, certainly international travel can do that. And when you say where you are, Albury Wodonga, the particular region,
we're in the best place in the world.
Yeah.
With the boat racing, I get to see all sorts of different areas and involved with a lot of different people, and being involved in water sports, whether it's boat racing or jet skiing or water skiing or anything, we've got the most incredible lake. I mean, it's apparently 8 times the size of Sydney Harbour when it's full. That's a lot of water. And even when it's low, we've still got a lot of water. The conditions we've got, people who spend the morning at the snow and the afternoon on jet skis.
You've seen some of my private photo collection, haven't you? No, it's also private ones on Facebook.
But where else can you do that and do it well? It's not that you have a little bit of snow and maybe some water. You had plenty of snow and plenty of water, and the conditions to enjoy both of them.
It's a unique part of the world, that's for sure, and plenty of us are proud to live here.
The biggest impact of having great people in the business is the ability to offer a constant level of services to the client. You're not having to remind them constantly what their job is. They take it on naturally. To retain good staff is a skill. I have found over the years we've tried many different things. It's not always a dollar value. It's making sure that they know they're appreciated, giving them ownership of them, and listening to what they've got to say. To be a leader in business, particularly in a male-dominated industry, is the ability to listen, not always speak, and actually find out why the staff are doing it. It's not that I feel that they're going out to sabotage or upset you. They have a reason for it, but find out why that reason was and help them to see perhaps other ways for things. The key ingredients for success. If I knew that, I'd be a rich woman. Learn from your mistakes would be the biggest thing. Over the past 24 years of being in business, there is countless things that I would never do again that way. But I had to have those experiences to get the skills that I've got now. I'm passionate about a lot of things. I tend to not go into anything unless I'm passionate about. The security industry itself is such a diverse industry, and to know that you're there for somebody and can help prevent or work with them on what could possibly be the worst days that they've had. Only last night, unfortunately, a client experienced a break and enter, and it's knowing that the systems that you've put in for place for them has given them outcome to the best possible level is a huge peace of mind, and that makes you want to keep doing it for other people and to continue to support that client. To encourage creative thinking in any organisation is always going to be interesting because different people always think differently. So everybody's given the opportunity at PGC to speak what they've got to say. Just because we do it one way doesn't make it the right way. That means it's the best way we know how. So the staff are always given the option to and encouraged to actually think and put ideas forward, which has fostered an environment of thinking outside the square. To assist in adopting the culture of PGC security, we actually find that it doesn't come from the top of the business anymore. It's actually their colleagues that work with them and remind them why they do it and why they're there. It's if there's a staff member or a team member who is struggling or doesn't understand why or how we do something, it's often their colleagues that are actually working with them, and it's not coming to us until or unless there is the need of support.
The core values of PGC security are actually quite simple in that it's passion, honesty and dedication. So it's providing the passion that you want to look after the client, and the people that come and stay and work with us, that is what they're driven to do. So to foster and build that, we've got those people to start with, so they tend to build it amongst themselves. And if for some reason a person has a situation, be it personal or professional, that perhaps takes them away from what the core values are, there's others that will support them rather than discourage them because of it, to help build them back up. One of the characteristics that I feel that every leader should possess is the ability to understand that you don't always have the answers and you're not always right. Yes, you are supposed to have a lot of the answers, but your job may just be to make the final decision, but to go to other people to find out what options you have for that decision. The main driving force for me to do what I do is the love of what it is. It's the passion, it's the staff, and the fact that I've got 21-year-olds who walk out of a building of a morning and yell out "Go team" as they walk out the door. It's going into a customer's business, a great believer in supporting our clients, and going in there to purchase something from them and get told that they've had a phone call from the control room and Keith was checking up on how they were. It's knowing that my staff love their job and my business as much as I do.
So having said that, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time from now? Are you still here? You're still doing the security, still doing the boats?
Absolutely same thing. I reckon we should meet back here in 5 years and do it again.
All right, fantastic. Joh Paynter, thanks for your time.
Thank you.